It's time for the Jeff Capel Show. The Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network is brought to you by UPMC Health Plan, official health plan of Pitt Athletics. GBU Life, providing life insurance, annuities, and community service since 1892. And by Pepsi. This is the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
And welcome to the GBU Live Campus View Club. Jeff Hathorn with you. The head coach of the Panthers, Jeff Capel, is at senior night for his daughter, which is really cool. What an experience that is for him to be able to do that. Tim O'Toole is going to join us if he doesn't break the headphones.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to do half and half right now.
What happened?
I don't know.
I didn't realize you needed a manual for this. Because didn't you?
Beautiful. I could never get into Pitt, obviously. Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Yeah.
Other than that.
You know, unfortunately, in our world, when you're not winning, life isn't good.
Yeah.
But all things considered, we're a good team. We just we hit some bumps in the road here, and we got to figure it out. And so that's kind of where we're at. But all things considered, we're good. We're excited. We're happy, and we're happy because we got a good group of guys. Like that's the thing that you have a lot of faith in, and we're going to keep fighting on all cylinders and firing away here. And we got a lot of hoop left.
So how do you manage young people through the ups and downs of a season?
That's a great question. It's it's one thing, and now I'm a parent, and it's one of these things. Kids are kids, and you know that, and how do you keep everyone focused on that this thing really matters, and today is just as important as yesterday was, and how do you stay focused, and especially in the world where so much of their upbringing is now with the phones, right? And so there's so much stimuli, if you would, that pulls them in different directions relatively fast. And I do think part of our job is how do we kind of pull them back, try not to make them as myopic as they're supposed to be because they're between 18 and 22, and to stay focused. And it was great. I just want to share this with you guys today, that Blake Hinson, we had a Zoom with the team, and Kate put this together, obviously, and it was so great to see Blake, who's with the Golden State Warriors, playing with the Santa Cruz Warriors, and talking about his experience 1 year removed. And the one thing he told our guys, and I don't think I'm speaking out of turn here with you guys, but he reminded them to appreciate the now. It was like Eckhart Tolle. Here's Blake just shedding pearls of wisdom on these guys. But he did talk about the power of being in the now and stay right where you are. And he told our guys, he goes, I would kill to be you right now. I'm in the G League fighting my tail off each and every day, trying to make it to the big league. He's like, Carlton is in a different place than I am. And you don't know this when you're your age. And he goes, I was going to say I better watch what I say.
Well,
I usually don't
we're still
anyway.
on air. So.
Oh, God, I'm sorry. Anyway, he brought up the Virginia game. And Blake's watched every one of our ACC games. And so it was interesting because they have no idea what he's doing, but he's like, I watched everything, and I watched that game. And basically, not only do you have to live in the now, but play for that name on the front of your jersey because that's all that matters. Throw yourself into winning. Don't worry about any of the other stuff that's going on in your lives. Just focus on that, and everything will work out. And it was kind of a really neat message to hear from a guy that was so well respected in Blake Hinson. It was pretty cool.
So is that one of those where if you're saying that, maybe they're still here, but when Blake's on there, they're like, oh. This dude just played. And I don't mean that as a –
No, it's okay. It's totally accurate. But they're not listening to me at all. However, they'll listen to Blake every day of the week, yes. Yeah.
What is the mood of the guys? What can you tell us about how they're ready to rebound with North Carolina on Saturday?
Yeah, well, the good news is just like you said, and this is part of – I don't want to say the problem because it's kids, and it's like, well, we don't see the difference between North Carolina and Virginia. They're the same, right? And then Boston College is the same as North Carolina. Now the colors are different, the stadiums they play in are different, and unfortunately that's got to be your focus. Everything is thrown out when this little thing gets pitched up in the air and everything's about to happen. Reputations are out the window. I don't care what you were ranked. I don't care what anybody says about you. I don't really care about your record. You better bring your best effort at that point in time, or you're going to be in trouble. And I do think that's college basketball as we speak. I think the whole thing is relatively so much parity. And, and I do so you asked about the mood. I think the mood is relatively – this is what Blake said. This was cool, too. I'm going to name drop because I'm with a celebrity right here. But the one thing Blake did say today, and one of the guys who was setting up or facilitating the Zoom, he said, what would be one thing you would share with the team that someone shared with you while you were in the G League? And he said, I'm going to share what Steph Curry told me. I thought everybody's like, okay, we're talking to Steph now. It's pretty cool. And he said that Steph Curry told Blake, act like you've been here before. Any missed shot, don't throw your hands up in the air. Don't worry about it. Don't put your head down. It's not the end of the world. Act like you've been here before. If you lose a game, we play 82 in the NBA, then you have playoffs and you have preseason. It's going to happen. Act like you've been here. Know how you handle wins and losses, and you get on to the next thing. And that was his message to our guys, and as bad as we were the other night, and that's what he said. You can never do this again. No way. He said, I watched it, blah, 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 blah. But you got to put that one in the rearview mirror. And I do think with kids today, that's they're able to put things in the rearview mirror relatively fast. It's up to us to constantly remind them like how important everything is that's in front of them. And like anything else, you're going to play Carolina, and they're really good. But you better be ready. And we played them once. We were fortunate enough to beat them, and that's the game plan going forward.
I don't know if you heard, but Blake was on a couple of weeks ago with us on the phone.
Oh, no.
And I asked him about Steph and an opportunity to be around him, and he's like, and you could hear on the phone, like he just kind of paused for a second. It was like, yeah, it's Steph Curry. I said, well, I mean, you're a confident shooter. Like, did you maybe game a horse, shoot some threes? And he paused. He's like, dude, I won't even go there. Like, I'm not it. He's the best ever. Like, I'm confident.
That's Blake.
But that's Steph. That's Steph Curry. And here's the guy who's still hitting threes against West Virginia.
Yeah.
From that game. But he was very respectful. We come back. Gil Brown's a big part of your staff.
Oh, God, he's such a big part. Where'd he go? He better bring up his daughter. You better bring up your daughter, too, my friend.
Oh, she's adorable.
Yeah. She took it from her mom, thank God.
I think we're gonna talk to one of his former teammates as well, Antonio Graves, as we continue. It's the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Okay.
Whether it's achieving your financial goals, securing your family's future, or finding peace of mind, GBU Financial Life can support your journey. Visit gbu.org/new year and take the first step towards a brighter tomorrow. Insurance is underwritten and annuities are issued in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Products are subject to availability and may vary by state. Products are offered and sold by licensed agents. If you contact GBU, you may be offered information for the purchase of products or contacted by an agent. GBU and its agents do not provide financial, legal, or tax advice. Consult a professional for such matters.
As on the basketball court, financial planning requires a comprehensive playbook to win the wealth management game. JKS Financial understands that your needs are unique and will provide the game plan to win with your financial goals. Their financial advisors use a proven wealth optimization system with a focus on retirement distribution strategy and will coach you through your journey to financial stability and peace of mind for the future. Visit jks-financial.nm.com.
Icy Light is the official beer of getting up early. It's the official beer of rallying the troops. The official beer of turning a 3-hour game into an all-day affair. The official beer of, did you just see that? The official beer of rising and cheering in unison for every season-defining moment. Icy Light, the official beer of your Pittsburgh Panthers. Let's raise another.
Whether it's on the court, field, or pitch, the Panthers can handle anything thrown their way. It just goes to show that being adaptable and preparing a solid strategy pays off. That's why PNC is proud to support University of Pittsburgh athletics and their dedication to smart, tested tactics. Because just like any big game, when it comes to your finances, there's a lot on the line, and having a dependable team allows you to make the plays you need to reach your goals. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865, member FDIC.
Find sweet success with Sarah's Candies fundraising. We've been helping groups like yours raise money for over 60 years and offer a variety of flexible programs to find a fundraising solution that works for everyone. Maximize your profits with our holiday brochure sale. Fundraise 100% online with our online ordering program, or earn up to 70% profit by selling chocolate bars and pretzel rods year-round. Fundraising with Sarah's Candies is easy and profitable. Visit sarahscandiesfundraising.com or call 1-800-255-7771 to get started today.
At UPMC, we believe care goes beyond our walls and into our communities. That's why we support organizations and individuals who help people prosper by giving them skills and training for employment, including right here at UPMC. Because life-changing is providing people a chance to grow. Learn more at upmc.com/community impact. UPMC, life-changing medicine.
It's the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
We are at the GBU Live Campus View Club here at the Peterson Event Center. Jeff Hathorn with you. We are joined on the phone by former Panther, played in 130 games in his career, 37 in his final season. Antonio Graves is with us. Hello, Antonio. How are you?
How you guys doing?
Good. Gil Brown is right here, right next to me, if you know who that is.
Oh, yeah, that's my guy, Gilbert Brown.
How's it going, Tom?
Good. How you doing?
Man, alhamdulillah, I'm doing good, man. Everything's good here.
Well, let's just start there, Antonio. What do you remember about a young Gilbert Brown as a freshman coming here to Pitt?
Oh, man. Where do I start?
I wish you could see Gil's face right now.
No, Gil was just someone who was really eager to play right away. That was during the time where you had to actually earn your stripes. And, he came in with a lot of confidence and worked really hard. He had a minor setback early in his freshman year. I think he had got sick or something. And but the thing that I loved about Gil is he became one of the best scout team players that we ever had.
It's hilarious that he brings that up, though, because I talk to a lot of the players, the players that are, especially the younger guys. Me coming in as a freshman, I was highly recruited, highly ranked freshman. And my expectations of wanting to play and be one of those kids, unfortunately didn't come to play my first year. I had the red shirt. So it's like, when you're in this position as a red shirt, as a guy that's, is not going to play a lot of minutes, it's like you have to make the most out of it. So scout team was my everything. And I used to give them everything and more on scout team whenever I got a chance.
What?
Yeah.
For each of you guys, and Antonio, I'll start with you. What was practice like under Jamie?
Oh, man. Tough, high level, ultra competitive. The shocking part for me, after I got adapted and adjusted to the level of play, was realizing that our practice is a lot of times harder than the game. So the preparation, the attention to detail, the physicality, it really prepared you. So that was more so what it was like.
Yeah, definitely. I think the competitive side of everything was the biggest part, like from our transition drill to everything being about wins. And then he talks about the physicality of the game. We had a drill, our box-out drill, and I think he knows about that well.
Oh, yes.
And if you got caught in, the box-out drill and you didn't get out in the first 5 minutes, your whole entire practice was ruined because you didn't have anything left in you to practice because it was that hard and physical.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was one thing that stuck out to me. And then just the competitiveness. Every drill was a competition. It was always about winning.
Yeah.
And especially for us young guys, you got the starters and they're over there. We're like, man, this is our time to go after them and kind of show what we got.
All right, Gil, Antonio mentioned what it was like seeing you as a freshman. Antonio, you come in as a freshman. Julius Page, Jerome Brown, Carl Krauser are in your position group.
Right.
What was that first year like for you?
Be honest with you, I was terrified. At first, I didn't think I belonged. And it started in the summer, preseason workouts. open gym. Oh my God. But getting through that threshold, it took some mentoring from Gilbert Brown at the time, my fellow freshmen with Aaron Gray and Chris Taft, to just encourage me and help me to understand that Coach Dixon had me there for a reason, that I did belong, and I just had to put in the work. I had to definitely get tougher. I had to make that adjustment. So.
Well, you would go on your freshman year, if I'm right. You had 18 points at Penn State, and you had 11 points and 7 rebounds at West Virginia as a freshman. What was it like playing in those? I mean, you're coming from Mansfield, Ohio, and now you're playing at Penn State and at West Virginia, where you probably found out they don't like you guys very much.
Yeah. So rivalry games, you always get up for rivalry games. And like I tell you, man, I can't give enough credit to Coach Dixon, the staff, and my teammates for preparing us. So after going to war with your teammates every day, when you come time to play on the road, you kind of band together, and you're just ready. You're excited. And by that time, again, I've obviously played in some high-level competition, AAU, and in high school, so you understand what those type of games are about, and just taking advantage of the opportunity.
Did you also have, like Gil was saying, like when you got into that game, you're like, wait, this may not be as hard as practice has been the last few weeks?
Oh, absolutely. Going against guys like Chevy Troutman, sometimes you feel like he's playing football on the basketball court. Obviously Carl is a bruiser as a guard. So you definitely was prepared for the toughness and the environment.
Was there any talking amongst you guys during those practices?
A whole lot of talking. You know what? And I think we had like 8 guys from New York. Also all they do is talk. So it was more than enough talking going on. So going against another opponent, it was really easy.
We're joined by Antonio Graves, 130 games with the Panthers, but you came at a time when Ben was leaving and Jamie was taken over as the head coach. What was that like for you, and what made you believe that Jamie would keep the program and even take it to another level than what Ben had it?
It was the seniors, our senior class, our upperclassmen, having that core group stick around, Gilbert Brown, even Torrey Morris, Julius Page, of course, Carl, who had learned a lot from Brandon Knight, just that tradition and culture they had already built and established, the trust they had in Coach Dixon to be a leader. It made it a lot easier for the underclassmen to grow and develop under their leadership.
Antonio Graves is joining us with Gilbert Brown. Now, Antonio, you played overseas, right? Were you hanging out with Gil? How did that?
That's a great story, actually. You want me to tell it or you tell it?
You can tell it, but be aware that it might be a little bit of embellishing and exaggeration.
Yeah, it might be a little bit. It's me telling the story, but I remember it like it was yesterday. It's funny because, I was a red shirt with Antonio, and, we went to the Big East Championship. He finished his Big East Championship tournament game, lost. Then we went to the Sweet 16 and lost to UCLA against Ben Howland, of all people. And then Tone graduates, and he's around in the summertime, and he doesn't have any job offers overseas. He doesn't have any, or anything of substance. So he's still here, and he's about to finish his degree. So, through a course of events, we end up moving in together. And at the time, Antonio is playing with the CBA team here at the Pittsburgh Explosion. And, he's finishing up his degree, and he's playing the games. But at first, I think Carl was on the team and a bunch of other guys, so Tone wasn't playing. Then eventually he got his chance. And in his first games, he's putting up, great numbers, 20, 30. I think he even had a 40-point game there. And he gets this deal overseas to France, correct?
Yes, correct. At the midway point.
At the midway point, yep. So he takes off. He's like, all right, I'm going to pay all the rent. Goes overseas to France. You know, and this is coming from a guy that didn't have any substantial offers, anything, and he just goes over to France and he just dominates. I remember it like it was yesterday because, you know, I'm playing. This is the year that we win the Big East championship, and you know, my brother is across seas and he's just having all of this success, and you know, he goes on to end up playing in the highest level of competition in Europe basketball all in 1 year after not having any job offers. So
awesome.
it was an amazing story because I watched him kind of like carve his path professionally, and just his perseverance, his mindset just to push through, it was amazing.
All right, doesn't sound embellished, Antonio.
No, I thought we was going to get to the part where I actually played against Gil overseas.
Oh, we could get to that, but I was just saying how it started. So I was fortunate enough to play against
him. So you guys played against each other?
Uh-huh.
What country?
Yeah. That's what I thought you had meant. I apologize.
Nah, I was just telling you how you started, but if you want to go there, that's different.
Yeah.
Well, let's go there. Where were you going? Where was the game?
I just want to touch on that, you know, the origin story a little bit. It was really a humbling experience, but being around those guys, I spent a lot of time with Brad Wanamaker. He was a freshman at the time. LeVance, of course. Fella had just came in. So being around them, Sam Young, you know, just being around them, watching them grow, being at their practices. We were still working out together. I was working out with them. And just being a mentor to Gil, and our relationship grew tremendously during that time. That's what kept me motivated. So it was really the DNA that had been established from being a part of the program.
So, and we're joined by Antonio Graves on the phone here on the Jeff Capel Show. So where did you guys play against each other? What country was this?
It was 2016. He was in Germany. I was in Israel. We were playing in the Champions League. They came to Israel. It was a home game for me. Of course, I see him before the game with his teammates. And he's hyping up his guy that's a pretty good player, had a good career. He's like, man, I don't know. You got to check Siobhan Shields. I'm like, come on, Antonio. So the game happens. I think we blew him out by like 25 points, 30 points, if I'm not mistaken. And I had about 28 points. I mean,
28?
I had 28. I did. I don't think I missed a shot. He fouled me like 3 times because he wasn't strong enough to guard me in the post.
That's the part. There we go. There it is right there. There it is.
He knows it's true. But he was just, it is funny because after the game, we stayed up all night before they had to leave, just like talking about stories of Pitt and just everything. But I pretty much kicked their tail.
Antonio, are you coaching now? Is that what you're doing?
Yes, sir. I'm coaching at the Fight Academy. I'm an assistant head coach, and we have a prep program, a post-grad program, too, that I help with.
Give me a phrase that Jamie used on you that you've used on your team.
Oh, man.
Clean one.
See, that may be tough.
Yeah, that's tough. Man, so I don't know. You know, it's
funny though because it's
watching it from this side, now being involved in the game from this side of the court as a coach, you just see so many small things, detailed things, fundamental things that are missing. And I know, like Coach Dixon used to get on me a lot when I was a freshman about jump stopping, like playing off of 2 feet. Staying attached, locking and trailing, staying attached to the guys. Just a lot of those things. So I used to get, I hear his voice a lot when I'm seeing it for myself. Let's just say that.
So now you understand why he used to pace up and down that sideline.
Oh, yes. Losing hair, everything. I see it. I understand now.
I'm not commenting on that. I'm gonna stay away from that. Hey, Antonio, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. Congrats on all that you're doing. It's good that you and Gil could catch up, and Gil could mention one more time how his team beat yours.
Dominating performance. Dominating.
I just want to say the play. I'm sorry, I know we got to go, but the play where he said I fouled him wasn't actually fouled. We have video footage. So maybe next time, we'll go live.
So it's a foul.
We can actually review that tape.
I do want to ask you this, just quickly, what Pitt has meant to you.
Oh man, it almost made me emotional just thinking about it immediately. I know Coach Dixon just got his 500th win.
Yep.
Being a part of his first freshman class as a head coach, it was a dream come true for me. Being a small town kid from Mansfield, Ohio, I never had the dream to play high level Division I, but I didn't know it would come true the way it did. I'm just so thankful that he gave me the opportunity, and then being able to really grow with some guys and build relationships, that a brotherhood that lasts a lifetime. So something I can tell my kids, a legacy. It's just amazing, truly remarkable. So thankful to God.
Antonio, thank you. Appreciate it. Antonio Graves joining us on the Jeff Capel Show. We appreciate it. Gil, hang around for a second. I want to ask you about some of these games you played overseas and what that was like here on the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, I like it.
So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
When your employer gives you a choice of health plans, choose UPMC Health Plan. You'll have access to the best doctors and hospitals, including the top-ranked care of UPMC and many community hospitals near you. UPMC Health Plan gives you an award-winning healthcare concierge team and a partner who puts you and your health at the center of all we do. Choose what's best. Choose UPMC Health Plan. Visit upmchealthplan.com/best for more information.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies ask, what's your salary? At Northwestern Mutual, we ask, what's your story? We know building the right financial plan means looking at more than money. That's why we start by asking the right questions, listening to what matters most to you, then guiding you every step of the way to help you live the life you want. Plan your financial story with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Northwestern Mutual Pittsburgh today. Visit pittsburgh.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
High-scoring offense and lockdown defense are the ingredients of a winning team. For every other ingredient, Pitt fans trust Giant Eagle and Market District. Ready-to-eat prepared foods, a thrilling selection of fresh favorites, and everyday value from our family brands are game day go-tos. Plus, like the Panthers pile up points on the court, you can score perks and earn free gas and groceries with My Perks. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle.
Hey Pitt fans, Delta Airlines is proud to fly the Pittsburgh Panthers and their fans across the country and around the globe. Delta Airlines offers nonstop service to 6 destinations from Pittsburgh. Whether traveling for business or pleasure, you'll enjoy Delta Airlines' award-winning customer service as we support you through your travel journey. Pitt Athletics and Delta Airlines. Keep climbing.
Hey Pitt fans, as the official credit union of the Pitt Panthers, Clearview Federal Credit Union is here to help you reach all your financial goals. Clearview wants to help you score big financially, whether you need to save, spend, borrow, or learn, they're here to help. Get easy access to your money from anywhere using their digital banking featuring Zelle, Clearview Live Video Banking, over 80,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide, and financial centers throughout the Pittsburgh area. Visit clearviewfcu.org/Panthers to learn more and open an account today. Hail to Pitt.
Back to the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
We are at the Peterson Event Center, and right now the Pitt women's basketball team is playing and leading Boston College 33-10 after the first quarter. Gil, actually, I did TV for that game against SMU. where they were down like 31 at half and had a 28-0 third quarter and then ended up winning by 11. It was the largest comeback ever in a non-overtime game in Division I history.
Wow, that's amazing.
It was the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen in basketball, just to see that flip in one half. It was crazy. We were talking with Antonio, and that's some great stuff. I imagine when you hear his voice, like, things just have to flood to your head about some of those great days.
Of course. Even the time we were here, because initially when I first got here, we weren't as close because I was a freshman, he was a senior. Like, we always talk, we'd have conversations, and we became like closer over time and then in our professional lives. But like, I just think about those times that year when I had to redshirt and, wait my turn essentially. Like, he always had an up and down season until the Big East tournament. And then it was just magical, like 20 against Louisville, Nova, Marquette. Like, something about the Garden with him, it was just unreal. So that's what I was thinking of when I was talking to him.
Yeah, and he was an Ohio dude. It wasn't even like all the New Yorkers that you guys had.
Exactly.
You played, and Pliz had put this list together: Israel, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, Turkey, and Italy.
Mm-hmm. Everywhere except for Venezuela. I didn't go there.
What was it like to play overseas? What is that life like to play professional basketball outside of the United States and Canada?
It's amazing. And then the one thing that you get to experience that you I think a lot of us take for granted, that do play overseas, is the different cultures that people have. Living in Italy for 9 months and living in down in the DR, and I have family down there. It's just like their mindset, their lifestyle, the things that they're worried about are completely different than the day-to-day here. We kind of get caught up in a rat race where they're just like, oh, I'm fine. Roof over my head, car, food on the table. I'm okay. Next day, worrying about the family and just the lifestyle that they live. It kind of gives you a new perspective on the world. You
won 111 games at Pitt.
I know.
2 Big East championships. And you're coaching here now, but have you had an opportunity, maybe it's talking with guys or whatever, to reflect on what you were able to do as a player here?
I had a time to reflect a little bit. When you said 111, Lance always lets me know he's the most winning in his class, and it kind of hurts me. But like, sitting and reflecting on it, it's like when you're a player, you don't realize what you're doing. You win a championship. We won the last one in 2011, a regular season, number 1 seed. And it's like you don't realize that you're kind of like making history. It's just like, this is what we're supposed to do. Because we had the mindset is we don't want to go backwards. We don't want to let down what we did the prior years. So we want to leave, on a high note. But looking back on this, like, oh, you really did something. Like, people, thank you for it, or they give you your congratulations, and it's like, oh, dang, it's amazing. That's what, like, talking the tone just makes it surreal sometimes that, that I'm actually back here working at the university that I played for, that I, won for. So I'm grateful, really.
Your daughter is here with you.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of perspective has she brought to a bad day at work?
She brings a lot of joy in my life, and that's her name, Joy Brown. And she just, when you have kids, it puts perspective on life and the things that are most important. So as much as I stress over a lot of things that I can't control over at work, I know that I have something that's there at home that keeps me grounded into the things that are most important with, like, God and my family. So, and it helps me every day, even going to work too, because the experiences that you get as a parent are completely different when you're young and as a player.
Well, I know someone else that inspires you and inspires all of us is Tim O'Toole.
My guy, Hurricane.
He's going to rejoin us next as we continue. Jeff is at the senior day for his daughter today, which congratulations to Cam.
Congrats, Cam.
I can't believe that his daughter has senior day already. But we're going to continue with Tim here on the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Thanks to 850 community partners across an 11-county service area, Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank is working to eliminate hunger and stabilize lives across the Three Rivers region. We're committed to making sure all our neighbors have consistent access to healthy food, and we're connecting people to other critical services to address the root causes of food insecurity. To get help, volunteer, or donate today, visit pittsburghfoodbank.org or call 412-460-3663.
Post-Gazette sports reporters Noah Hiles and Chris Carter follow your Pitt Panthers like they're on man-to-man coverage. They're the best duo in the city for game summary, stats, and insider info for the Oakland Zoo and all fans. Catch the action on the North Shore Drive podcast and drop a line in their mailbag. And don't forget to follow coverage all season long in the Post-Gazette. Read about wins at the Pitt and on the road from the preseason all the way to the ACC Championship.
Mac.bid is here. What is it? It's your place to save up to 80% off retail. But don't share this news, because you don't need the bidding competition. Neighbor wants to know where you got that new mower? Lie. Mom's admiring your new cookware? Fib. Your priest wants a new TV just like yours. Okay, maybe you tell your priest about Mac.bid, but don't tell anyone else. You need to become a deceiver, a teller of untruths, a fabricator of falsehoods, a spinner of yarns. Winning at Mac.bid is amazing. Competition stinks. Mac.bid is here. Tell no one.
We believe healthcare should treat the whole person and the whole community. At UPMC, we aim to do just that by partnering with organizations that help bring fresh and healthy food to the people who need it most. Because life-changing is caring for you before you ever walk in our doors. Learn more at upmc.com/community impact. UPMC. Life-changing medicine.
Find sweet success with Sarah's Candies fundraising. We've been helping groups like yours raise money for over 60 years and offer a variety of flexible programs to find a fundraising solution that works for everyone. Maximize your profits with our holiday brochure sale. Fundraise 100% online with our online ordering program, or earn up to 70% profit by selling chocolate bars and pretzel rods year-round. Fundraising with Sarah's Candies is easy and profitable. Visit sarahscandiesfundraising.com or call 1-800-255-7771 to get started today.
Whether it's on the court, field, or pitch, the Panthers can handle anything thrown their way. It just goes to show that being adaptable and preparing a solid strategy pays off. That's why PNC is proud to support University of Pittsburgh athletics and their dedication to smart, tested tactics. Because just like any big game, when it comes to your finances, there's a lot on the line, and having a dependable team allows you to make the plays you need to reach your goals. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865, member FDIC.
It's the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
Well, it just keeps getting better for the women's basketball team. It's now 41-10. Pitt over Boston College in the first half. Yeah, we're joined back by Associate Head Coach Tim O'Toole. And, Tim, I know rebounding is something you guys have been working on, but I want to explain. I think there's, like, the old school mentality is like, okay, then the bigs just have to box out. But with all the deep shots now, how does that change how you try to find rebounds, get rebounds, find your man, those type of things?
So there's a couple of things. And I think most of you guys know Coach Gergovich, and I talked to him earlier in November, and one of the things the NBA was tracking, and we're tracking it as well, there's been a rise in three-point attempts, okay? So I want to say in the preseason in the NBA this year, 48% of attempts were from three, which is a high number, right? And then all of a sudden during the season it might come back to 41. But you're seeing this gradual evolution, if you would, toward more perimeter shots. And then the reality is with long shots come longer rebounds, right? And so you almost have to look at it and try to figure out. And so 1/3, at least this is the small sample set that I've been collecting throughout the year, of those long shot, the three-point shots are being bounced out probably 15 to 17 feet away. And so your traditional rebounding drills are kind of like, let's get everybody near the basket, and then it becomes like a nutcracker drill in football where you're just smashing dudes and you're kind of beating each other up and you're trying to get this territory right near this television set. But the reality now is as you go fight with these guys in here, the balls are now bouncing out almost to the free throw line area. And so we kind of remind all these guys all the time, you got to rebound by committee now. And that means it's all 5 guys got to be receptive. Where are you to try to come back in? And, that's been kind of one of these things that we deal with. The other thing that's changed a great deal is there's so many now ball screens being set. And so then what you do is you take the bigs that are traditionally, in that paint area, and now they're going 22, 23 feet away. And depending on your coverage, if you're in a hedge, if you're in a trapping situation, you're so far removed from theoretically where the rebounds might end up, and then you got to kind of race yourself back in there. So I think it's changed a great deal. But the bottom line is this. If you're going to be a great rebounder, desire and aggression. You got to want it and then go get it. And if you do that, then you don't mind knocking everybody over in your path, and eventually you'll find this thing, and then you can always give it to your teammate. But you better have a strong desire to go get this thing, and you got to go find those guys, in my opinion. But anyway.
And the desire will be there Saturday.
Oh, it better be there Saturday. There's no question about it. And it's, but again, I think it's easy to always pinpoint, well, you're supposed to get it because you're 6'10", and that's not the case anymore. And that's why Ish, I think, led us in rebounding last year. He's kind of high up there this year, and he does have a lot of desire for it.
All right, I don't know if you guys know, but Tim's got books, probably more than his players. I want to find out what you're learning or what you take from all these books that you've acquired as we continue here on the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hi, this is Bill Hillgrove. I'm here with Joe Stefka from NSS Life. Joe, it's commonly known that NSS Life has a wide range of insurance products and high-yielding annuities that are among the industry's best.
You're right, Bill. In fact, our $50,000 youth term plan is only $50 per year. Just call for details.
Protecting and providing for your family. That's NSS Life.
NSS Life, where family matters.
Icy Light is the official beer of getting up early. It's the official beer of rallying the troops. The official beer of turning a 3-hour game into an all-day affair. The official beer of, did you just see that? The official beer of rising and cheering in unison for every season-defining moment. Icy Light, the official beer of your Pittsburgh Panthers. Let's raise another.
As on the basketball court, financial planning requires a comprehensive playbook to win the wealth management game. JKS Financial understands that your needs are unique and will provide the game plan to win with your financial goals. Their financial advisors use a proven wealth optimization system with a focus on retirement distribution strategy and will coach you through your journey to financial stability and peace of mind for the future. Visit jks-financial.nm.com.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program, introducing Len and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, I like it.
So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Whether it's achieving your financial goals, securing your family's future, or finding peace of mind, GBU Financial Life can support your journey. Visit gbu.org/New Year and take the first step towards a brighter tomorrow. Insurance is underwritten and annuities are issued in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Products are subject to availability and may vary by state. Products are offered and sold by licensed agents. If you contact GBU, you may be offered information for the purchase of products or contacted by an agent. GBU and its agents do not provide financial, legal, or tax advice. Consult a professional for such matters.
Thanks to 850 community partners across an 11-county service area, Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank is working to eliminate hunger and stabilize lives across the Three Rivers region. We're committed to making sure all our neighbors have consistent access to healthy food, and we're connecting people to other critical services to address the root causes of food insecurity. To get help, volunteer, or donate today, visit pittsburghfoodbank.org or call 412-460-3663.
It's the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Peterson Event Center. We're joined by Associate Head Coach Tim O'Toole. And how big is your bookshelf? We're looking at this wall here that's about 9 feet tall. Is that a good comparison? Like, do you got books that could fill that wall?
Definitely at home I do, and my wife hates it. She's like, "What, are you kidding me with all this nonsense? Throw it out." And the one in the office is probably, it's a lot smaller than that. But yeah, at home it could fill that easily.
What do you take from those books that you use as a coach?
So it's funny, he just asked me when in the 1990s, early 90s, and I just got into coaching, and I think one of these things you realize as part of a coach, you're a teacher, and how are you going to help people grow and develop to some nature? And so I read a book by this guy named Anthony Robbins. Tony Robbins is his name now, and it was called Unlimited Power. But it was one of these books where, again, it was a self-help book on how to help people grow and develop. And when you're in the world that I'm in, especially back, I was I was a graduate assistant at Fordham University back in New York. I was at the United States Military Academy at West Point. I was at Iona College, and then when I was at Syracuse, I read this book. And so then the books, the Tony Robbins thing was, all right, about goal setting. So part of this was like, all right, I was a volunteer assistant, so I didn't have any money. And I had all these kind of side jobs making, whatever I could make just to kind of survive. And I used to go to used bookstores. And for 25 cents, you'd get a book or, whatever. And again, when you're single and with no money, no one wants to date you. You can't really do anything with them either. And so I would try to be this intellectual. Now, I was also a hoop player, so everybody thinks you're a dumb jock anyway. So I had a lot of things working against me. And but that being said, part of the Tony Robbins, I started trying to read a book a week. And then it was 5 topics were my thing. I was at West Point, so military history. I thought, like coaching, those were generals. Psychology, how can you help people learn, grow, whatever it is they're trying to figure out. Basketball, coaches, right? They're doing something that I'm doing. I threw classics in the mix just to, and then obviously leadership. And so one of the things he said, what are some of these things? And so just to give you an idea, with Blake, Guillermo, we did it with Cam this summer a little bit. There was a book called Psycho-Cybernetics by this guy named Maxwell Maltz. Also did Unlimited Power with Blake, where we would kind of go through chapter by chapter, Guillermo as well. We'd come every week and meet on, say, it's Tuesday afternoons at 4 after practice, and then we would go over each chapter. And then again, try to, especially with the Tony Robbins, how can you take this material when you're out there playing, block out all the negativity? What are your goals? What are you trying to do? Understand your body. Are you audio? Are you kinesthetic? What is your dominant learning strategy? So there were all these things that you were always trying to kind of play with when you're working with somebody like Gil Brown. They all want to become pros. How can you help them become what they're trying to become? And so that's kind of, I've always tried to use knowledge and the people that have come before us and then apply it to them and then put it in a hopefully a vernacular that they could understand. And I do think, especially going back to the 90s, all of these guys were so afraid of school. And what happens for a lot of the athletes, especially who were recruited, all your life, you were known for being a basketball player or a football player. And then you put so much time, that became your job, that something usually suffered, and that might have been your academia. And then by the time they got to college, they felt so that they didn't belong. And so my whole thing was, no, you belong. We just got to figure out where you're at and then try to systematically, just like basketball, make you grow and develop in certain areas. And this is kind of cool, in my opinion, because it was really Syracuse was the first place that it started, and it happened with the reading and the 25-cent used books and all that kind of crap. But I learned back then, and I thought this was kind of interesting from a teacher, if you can help someone overcome a fear, they'll do anything for you. And I knew at Syracuse back then, they were petrified of school. And if I could get them to the point where they would sit down, we'd go over some Vince Lombardi book on Run to Daylight, but it is a will, it is a spirit, it is the will to win, the will to excel. These are the things that shall endure. You've got that will, you've got that spirit, you can endure, you can be a champion like that. Look at it, read it, and then all of a sudden you're going through Lombardi, you're going through this book, and then you're trying to make, hey man, books aren't scary. Like, all right, let's get another book. And then, there's Pat Riley's, Showtime, and then you're going, oh, hey, this is what the Lakers did. And Riley said, hey, we're going to get 1% better. Kareem, 5 areas, 1% better than you did last year. Magic, 1% better. Worthy, blah, 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 blah. And then you're saying, all right, what are the 5 areas? Well, you pick them. Field goal percentage, offense, defense, rebounding, 3-point steals, assists, turnovers. And now you got their brains thinking, well, Riley can do it. And Magic can do it. Right. Well, I can do it. Well, now that's statistics 101. Like, we're working on analytics. So this is all, back in the day.
That's awesome.
But that being said, if I could help them feel a little bit more confident about that school nightmare, when I asked them, hey, man, I need you after practice for 30 minutes. Got you. I'll be there. And it was kind of cool because everybody else would be running out the door. But because you helped them in that other area, they would be with you. And one guy was Lawrence Moten, and he led the history of the Big East in scoring for a long time. Another guy was John Wallace that ended up being a great player for the Knicks. But it was taking them not as a hoop player, but as a human being, finding something that they had a fear of. And then part of our deal is let's go attack the living hell out of that fear. And anyway, so that's kind of what
That's really cool.
My book stuff's all about.
Hey, I'm going to give you 3 minutes.
Oh, boy. That's usually I'm talking too long. They want to get rid of me.
I'm going to give you 3 minutes to think.
Oh, boy.
About a story of coaching Jeff Capel as we continue on the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hey, Pitt fans, as the official credit union of the Pitt Panthers, Clearview Federal Credit Union is here to help you reach all your financial goals. Clearview wants to help you score big financially, whether you need to save, spend, borrow, or learn, they're here to help. Get easy access to your money from anywhere using their digital banking featuring Zelle, Clearview Live Video Banking, over 80,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide, and financial centers throughout the Pittsburgh area. Visit clearviewfcu.org/Panthers to learn more and open an account today. Hail to Pitt.
Hey, Pitt fans! Delta Airlines is proud to fly the Pittsburgh Panthers and their fans across the country and around the globe. Delta Airlines offers nonstop service to 6 destinations from Pittsburgh. Whether traveling for business or pleasure, you'll enjoy Delta Airlines' award-winning customer service as we support you through your travel journey. Pitt Athletics and Delta Airlines. Keep climbing.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies ask, what's your salary? At Northwestern Mutual, we ask, what's your story? We know building the right financial plan means looking at more than money. That's why we start by asking the right questions, listening to what matters most to you, then guiding you every step of the way to help you live the life you want. Plan your financial story with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Northwestern Mutual Pittsburgh today. Visit pittsburgh.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
When your employer gives you a choice of health plans, choose UPMC Health Plan. You'll have access to the best doctors and hospitals, including the top-ranked care of UPMC and many community hospitals near you. UPMC Health Plan gives you an award-winning healthcare concierge team and a partner who puts you and your health at the center of all we do. Choose what's best. Choose UPMC Health Plan. Visit upmchealthplan.com/best for more information.
High-scoring offense and lockdown defense are the ingredients of a winning team. For every other ingredient, Pitt fans trust Giant Eagle and Market District. Ready-to-eat prepared foods, a thrilling selection of fresh favorites, and everyday value from our family brands are game day go-tos. Plus, like the Panthers pile up points on the court, you can score perks and earn free gas and groceries with My Perks. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle.
Mac.bid is here. What is it? It's your place to save up to 80% off retail. But don't share this news, because you don't need the bidding competition. Neighbor wants to know where you got that new mower? Lie. Mom's admiring your new cookware? Fib. Your priest wants a new TV just like yours. Okay, maybe you tell your priest about Mac.bid, but don't tell anyone else. You need to become a deceiver, a teller of untruths, a fabricator of falsehoods, a spinner of yarns. Winning at Mac.bid is amazing. Competition stinks. Mac.bid is here. Tell no one.
Back to the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Peterson Event Center. We're running out of time, but part of Tim's journey in the coaching world, we're joined by Associate Head Coach Tim O'Toole. You coached Jeff Capel. Now, Jeff's at senior day with his daughter, so he's not going to hear about anything that you say. So what's a good Jeff story from his day as a player?
Well, it's crazy because as you see, Papa and Amdi just walked in. But Jeff's career is legendary at Duke. And what I mean by that is his freshman year he plays in the national championship and loses to Arkansas. His sophomore year, he hits the shot that's shown every year on ESPN when they play Carolina for rivalry week. Hits a shot at the buzzer, they lose in overtime, fine. But the year when I got there, his junior year, which was my first year, Duke was last place in the ACC. And the thing hit the skids. And Jeff and his classmates were the ones responsible for bringing that back to almost where it is today. And so when Jeff was a junior, he was so talented, and really he was a prolific scorer. And we were fortunate to do well, make the NCAA tournament. And then the next year is when this thing really took off. And then, he was the captain and the leader. And that's what I remember the most because, what's up, Marlon? There's Marlon. He just walked in. Hi, Marlon. And the good news for me, at least back then, was I dealt with the big guys. So I didn't have to yell at Jeff. We kind of had a good relationship.
And that's why you're here now.
And he didn't hate me like the other yo-yos did. And but he was such a leader. He was such a great scorer, and he helped rebuild and put that thing back to where this thing could really escalate.
We're going to put a bow on this show. It's the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Mac.bid is here. What is it? It's your place to save up to 80% off retail. But don't share this news, because you don't need the bidding competition. Neighbor wants to know where you got that new mower? Lie. Mom's admiring your new cookware? Fib. Your priest wants a new TV just like yours. Okay, maybe you tell your priest about Mac.bid, but don't tell anyone else. You need to become a deceiver, a teller of untruths, a fabricator of falsehoods, a spinner of yarns. Winning at Mac.bid is amazing. Competition stinks. Mac.bid is here. Tell no one.
Hi, this is Bill Hillgrove. I'm here with Joe Stefka from NSS Life. Joe, it's commonly known that NSS Life has a wide range of insurance products and high-yielding annuities that are among the industry's best.
You're right, Bill. In fact, our $50,000 youth term plan is only $50 per year. Just call for details.
Protecting and providing for your family. That's NSS Life.
NSS Life, where family matters.
Hey, Pitt fans! Delta Airlines is proud to fly the Pittsburgh Panthers and their fans across the country and around the globe. Delta Airlines offers nonstop service to 6 destinations from Pittsburgh. Whether traveling for business or pleasure, you'll enjoy Delta Airlines' award-winning customer service as we support you through your travel journey. Pitt Athletics and Delta Airlines. Keep climbing.
As on the basketball court, financial planning requires a comprehensive playbook to win the wealth management game. JKS Financial understands that your needs are unique and will provide the game plan to win with your financial goals. Their financial advisors use a proven wealth optimization system with a focus on retirement distribution strategy and will coach you through your journey to financial stability and peace of mind for the future. Visit jks-financial.nm.com.
Post-Gazette sports reporters Noah Hiles and Chris Carter follow your Pitt Panthers like they're on man-to-man coverage. They're the best duo in the city for game summary, stats, and insider info for the Oakland Zoo and all fans. Catch the action on the North Shore Drive podcast and drop a line in their mailbag. And don't forget to follow coverage all season long in the Post-Gazette. Read about wins at the Pete and on the road from the preseason all the way to the ACC Championship.
When your employer gives you a choice of health plans, choose UPMC Health Plan. You'll have access to the best doctors and hospitals, including the top-ranked care of UPMC and many community hospitals near you. UPMC Health Plan gives you an award-winning healthcare concierge team and a partner who puts you and your health at the center of all we do. Choose what's best. Choose UPMC Health Plan. Visit upmchealthplan.com/best for more information.
It's the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
And our thanks to everybody who came out here to the GBU Life Campus View Club. Our thanks to Gilbert Brown and to Tim O'Toole, Antonio Graves, Matt Plisga,